In April 2026, the Fayetteville City Council voted 5-4 to pause consideration of data center development. The majority favored exploring a moratorium. In June 2026, sitting council members stated on the record that they were, quote, not currently aware of any large data center projects being proposed in Fayetteville. Those two statements are separated by 2 months. They describe the same city, same council, and same issue. I am Nick. This is Earth to Nick. I cover data centers and manufactured issues in North Carolina, and this is what I found. A $6.4 billion hyperscale data center is planned for 50 acres along Dunn Road in Fayetteville. This is not speculative. This has been reported by the Fayetteville Observer and WRAL, citing public records and planning documents. The project would represent one of the largest single economic development proposals in the city's recent history. And yet, in June, council members stated they were not aware of any large active proposals. That discrepancy is the start of this report. To understand how this happens, you need to understand the zoning. Under Fayetteville's current code, data centers may qualify as a permitted use in certain heavy industrial districts. A permitted use does not require a city council vote. It does not require a public hearing before the council. Approval can be handled administratively by planning staff, by the Planning Commission, through processes that do not appear on city council agendas. A conditional use or specific use permit, by contrast, triggers council review, public input, and a record vote. In April, the council voted to explore reclassifying data centers from permitted use to conditional use. In June, they reviewed an ordinance to require special use permits. Both actions were aimed at making these projects visible. And in both meetings, council members acknowledged they did not know what was already in motion. On June 1st, 2026, the council held a public forum on data center development. 38 residents signed up to speak. The majority supported a moratorium. One resident was escorted from the meeting by security.
Freedom! I'll leave. But people want to hear, you want to hear from us. We are your constituents. Freedom of speech.
I'm not characterizing that resident's conduct. I am stating what occurred as documented in meeting records and press accounts. Residents organized, spoke, and in at least one case were removed from the room. Meanwhile, the council was publicly stating that no large proposals were active. This is the gap that this report examines. Council members were advised by staff that the city is, quote, exposed. The content of what briefing is not fully public. What we know is that the council is now operating reactively, drafting ordinances after proposals here in advance, holding forums after residents have mobilized, and acknowledging information gaps in open sessions. A $6.4 billion project should not reach this stage without full council awareness. The current posture raises questions about process documentation and whether open meeting requirements have been satisfied at every stage. I'm not alleging criminal corruption. I am not asserting that bribes were paid or that quid pro quo occurred. I do not have evidence of that, and I will not claim otherwise. What the record shows is a pattern of opacity, a permitted use pathway that minimizes elected oversight, a council that is publicly catching up to a process that has been underway for months. The questions that raised are procedural and legal. Who communicated with developers? When did those conversations begin? Were they documented? Were they compliant with North Carolina's open meeting laws? Did any officials have any undisclosed financial interest? These questions are answerable. I'm pursuing them through public records requests and direct inquiry. This is not a unique problem to Fayetteville. Across North Carolina, hyperscale data centers targeting communities with available land, tax incentives, and proximity to power infrastructure. They promise revenue and employment. They also consume significant water and electricity, generate continuous noise, and strain on local infrastructure. The approval process may vary by municipality in some cases. They bypass the level of government closest to the affected residents. If a city council can be unaware of a $6.4 billion project, the mechanism of local control is not functioning as designed. I have filed public records requests. I am reviewing Planning Commission minutes and staffing communications. I'm speaking with residents, council members, and anyone willing to go on the record. What is established? In April, the council voted to slow data center approvals. In June, the council members stated they were unaware of a large active proposal. A $6.4 billion project on Dunn Road has been documented in the same period. That is the record, that is the story, that is why I'm reporting it. I'm Nick, this is Earth to Nick. My work is on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, and my link tree is in the bio. If you have documents, first-hand knowledge, or leads on this related issue in North Carolina, contact me there. Thank you for this attention to the matter. Bye-bye.